Hello. Welcome back to the channel. It was the year 1978 when a strange epidemic struck the quiet town of Greenville, in the interior of Vermont. What began as an apparently harmless acne outbreak among local teenagers quickly spread to the entire population, affecting even the elderly who hadn't suffered from skin problems for decades. The pimples that sprouted on the skin of Greenville's inhabitants were not ordinary. They grew rapidly, reaching alarming sizes, and had an unusual greenish coloration. Residents soon began to call the condition green stone pimples, due to their peculiar appearance and the hard consistency they acquired after a few days. Dr. Thomas Blackwell, the local dermatologist, was perplexed by the situation. None of the conventional treatments had any effect. Antibiotics, topical creams, extraction procedures, nothing seemed to work against the green stone pimples. As time passed, desperation took over the town. Mayor Sarah Holloway called an emergency meeting with state health authorities. It was on this occasion that young biologist Dr. Michael Tanner raised a disturbing hypothesis. The epidemic could be related to contamination of the town's main well, located in the central square. Subsequent investigations revealed that, weeks before the outbreak began, a truck carrying an experimental chemical compound had overturned near the well. Although authorities had assured there was no leakage, Dr. Tanner suspected that the product had seeped into the soil and contaminated the water. The news spread quickly, causing panic among residents. Many began to leave town, fearing that the condition could be something more serious than just an aesthetic problem. The streets of Greenville, once bustling and cheerful, became deserted and gloomy. It was then that, on a rainy October night, a stranger arrived in town. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, a Ghanaian doctor known for his unconventional treatment methods, had heard about the mysterious epidemic and traveled from Accra to Greenville to offer his help. Dr. Nkrumah was an imposing figure, standing almost 2 meters tall with penetrating eyes that seemed to see beyond the visible. He examined some patients and declared that he could cure the greenstone pimples, but his treatment method was, to say the least, unusual. The Ghanaian doctor explained that the treatment could only be performed during the full moon, at midnight, and involved a ritual that combined African medicinal herbs with ancient chants. Many residents, desperate for a cure, were willing to try anything. Others, more skeptical, viewed Dr. Nkrumah with distrust. The first treatment session was held in the local church garden. Under the silvery glow of the full moon, Dr. Nkrumah prepared a green, viscous paste with unknown herbs. As he applied the mixture to the patient's skin, he chanted in a language no one recognized. To everyone's surprise, the next morning, the first treated patients woke up with completely clear skin, with no sign of the greenstone pimples. The news spread like wildfire, and soon all the inhabitants of Greenville were begging for Dr. Nkrumah's treatment. Over the following weeks, the Ghanaian doctor worked tirelessly, performing the ritual every full moon night. Gradually, the epidemic was controlled, and life in Greenville began to return to normal. However, the mystery surrounding the origin of the epidemic and Dr. Nkrumah's cure was never fully clarified. Some residents swore they had seen strange green lights emanating from the central well during the treatment nights. Others reported vivid dreams with shadowy figures and unknown symbols. Dr. Nkrumah departed as mysteriously as he had arrived, leaving behind only a small vial of the green paste and an enigmatic note. May ancient wisdom protect Greenville from the shadows that lurk beneath the surface. Years passed, and the story of the greenstone pimples became a local legend, whispered around campfires on summer nights. The central well was sealed, and a new water supply system was built. But on full moon nights, some older residents still look apprehensively at the shadows, remembering the time when a strange curse almost consumed their quiet town. And you, what do you think really happened in Greenville? Was it just chemical contamination, or was something more mysterious at play? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more intriguing stories like this one.